Hi there, and welcome to another crime conversation. I'm Carmen Amato in Tennessee with,
Jane Harvey-Berrick in Cornwall, UK.
and the topic today is something that we both write about, are both immersed in, if I can make a pun, and that's the ocean as a character. Um, for Jane, it's the Atlantic. For me, it's the Pacific. So, just how do you incorporate ocean as a character, Jane?
Important ingredients in the books that we write are place, plot, and people. And so the ocean is both place and person because it runs as a thread through what we're writing. I mean, your character Amelia, she can see the ocean as she's driving home, and she lives in this wonderful flat apartment overlooking the ocean. My character Tamsin, her grandfather is a crabber and lobsterman. Her father was a crabber and lobsterman, and it's been in the family for a long time. The police station is quite near to the harbour. You can hear the rigging rattling at night. You can hear the big ferry, the Salonian, going off to the islands, to the communities there. Think of how piracy started centuries ago. The water was the main route for carrying goods around. So, especially around here, drug smuggling is still, we've gone from brandy
Mhm.
smuggling 200 years ago to drug smuggling now, and it's coming up from Africa, it's coming from Europe, and also something you and I have talked about before, it's now coming from South America using unmanned submersibles,
Mhm.
which are now good enough to get all the way across to the UK, and some have washed up on Cornish beaches and Devonshire beaches quite recently. As
So
a character, that it can be wild and it can stop you from getting somewhere, or it can be beautiful and you can go surfing on it or swimming in it. So it could very much frame the scene that you're picturing at the time as your characters move through it.
I, I think that's a great observation. You know, at times in the Detective Emilia Cruz series, I can slow down the action. She can be reflective, standing on the balcony outside the penthouse, and the ocean, the rhythm of the waves is lulling her. But then there's times that you can use the ocean as more of an emotional um,
Mm.
you know, get things elevated, get it excited. You can use the violence of the water. Of course, I'm writing about Acapulco. It's a very craggy, rocky shore in places. The famous cliff divers, a device that you can use to amp up the tension and the emotion of a scene, the hard hitting waves, the crashing of the water against the rocks.
And I think there's something about the way you write. It can't, she's Amelia is stripped bare in a metaphorical way when she's by the ocean. Her emotions come to the surface a little bit more.
Mhm.
It's when she seems to have her most intimate conversations and so on with Kurt, with the man in her life. But it's also where she goes to for solace, a beach
Yes,
walk or a beach swim or something like that.
because that's
Um,
her hometown, and
yeah.
the ocean is such a part of her life, her lifestyle, growing up there. And of course, having Kurt, her gringo boyfriend, be a triathlete, he's someone who is comfortable in the water as a swimmer, as a surfer,
Mm.
and that forms a little connection. But the
Yeah.
ocean is also the deliverer of bad things. Like in the first book, her lieutenant is found dead on his own speedboat,
Yeah.
and the boat is found drifting in the ocean and has to be towed in. So the ocean, can play a number of different roles uh, in
Mm.
in a series.
Yeah, it gives and it takes away. Yeah, definitely. Yes. Yeah.
In the Shetland books, we've been talking about those a little bit.
Mm.
The ocean plays that same role, I think. There's times when the detective Jimmy Perez is observing the ocean, or he's walking along the beach, and
Mm.
it's a soothing, it's a solace kind of
I
situation.
think also with the Shetland books, it's a cocoon at times, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also a barrier at times. We've talked before about the logistics of him working on an island as a police officer. So you are completely isolated if the weather is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And even if the weather's good, you still got a ferry or a plane ride or a boat ride to get anything that you need. So I think there it's even more um, part of the plot that Ann Cleeves puts into it. I mean, you and I could both write interior stories where the ocean is just in the background, but I think that'd be very hard to do if for a book set on an island. I mean, I was interested to hear that your next Emilia Cruz, Dragon Cartel, the ocean plays a slightly different role, perhaps a bigger role and significant as a method of destruction.
Yes, I think that's a good way to put it. Um, this time I'm writing about goods coming into the port and the role that the port is playing in crime.
Mm.
And of course, we know that a lot of the Chinese precursors to create fentanyl and other opioids are coming in through Mexico's port.
In a very real way. Some organized crime gangs are avoiding the big ports because they've got good security and are using small remote beaches or very small harbors where, again, there is no security and certainly a lot of coastline, lots of little nooks and crannies where, goods can be shipped in.
So the
Uh,
ocean takes on a different, it's a gateway.
yes, very
Uh,
much so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all righty. Well,
I shall look
we,
forward to reading it. Can I have it
uh,
next week, please?
no, not next week. But your Dead Shore is coming out very soon.
1st of October. Yes, yes, yes,
All
yes.
right. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Talk to you
Bye.
soon. Bye.